Hi and welcome to this episode. I want to share with you some strategies and tips about the PhD journey. So, are you stuck in the ever ending tunnel of your thesis, of your dissertation? And you're wondering if you'll ever finish and still keep your sanity intact? Well, so today I'm sharing at 9 powerful and practical strategies that will help you finish your PhD on time. And yes, actually, you will enjoy the process too. So we know the PhD journey is not easy. It is not a one-off event. It is a journey that sometimes you don't understand where you will end. Some will take 5 years, 3 years, 6 years, even 10 years, pursuing that dream. But the question remains, do you enjoy the process? Do you enjoy the process? So I'll be sharing some of the strategies, some of the practical tips that I've gone through the process that can help you also to remain intact, to remain motivated, to remain encouraged, and to continue pursuing your dream. So just grab your notebook, your coffee, and let's get in. So point number one is you need to embrace the marathon mindset. So why am I saying you embrace a marathon mindset? We know a marathon is a long distance foot race that covers a distance of around 42 kilometers, and which is approximately 26 miles. So it's a long journey that is not for a heart-fainted people. The people who run marathon, they keep the pace, they understand the journey, and they keep on moving. So you need to have a marathon mindset. So a PhD is not a sprint, it is a marathon. And we know a sprint is just 100 meters, 200 meters, and the longest is 400 meters race, foot race. So, but a PhD is a marathon. It is a long journey. And this means you need endurance, not speed. And what matters is here is you need to know you are not alone in this journey. And the most important part is your supervisor. So the key issue here, you need to select a supervisor or your professor advisor or your advisor, your academic advisor, who will walk with you the journey. Somebody who will motivate you. Somebody at some point will challenge you. Somebody at point will pin you down. Why? Because he needs to develop you. He needs to grow you to become a future researcher. So you need to select somebody who you can walk this journey together. So you are not competing. He is not your enemy, but he is your advisor. He is your colleague. He is going to walk with you this journey. So the most, one of the challenges that I have seen is that students don't appreciate that PhD journey is a marathon and they want to go with speed. I was once there, but I was made to realize it is not a sprint. I need to develop the skills. I need to develop the courage. I need to understand the journey. I need to read. I need to develop the required knowledge so that in future you become a better researcher and a better supervisor, a better academic advisor. So it is not a sprint, it is a journey. You need to embrace that you have to walk step by step. And even sometimes your supervisor will hold you back to gauge your endurance, to gauge your understanding of what you are doing. So it is not just about what you are studying. It is about building a full, whole person academically, from your knowledge, from your understanding, from your interaction, from how you talk, from how you deal with the people. You are supposed to be built wholly, not just becoming a researcher who will not help even others to understand what is ahead. So picture this, just like a training for a long distance run. You don't rush your pace. You move step by step. Keep on increasing your speed. Keep on breathing up. Otherwise, burnout often comes from trying to cram. You will burn out very easily. You will get disappointed if you take it as if it is a sprint. It is a marathon. So instead, what you're supposed to do is you need to create a rhythm, steady, realistic progress over time. That is what will get you to the finish line. You need to understand it is a marathon, it is not a sprint. So the key issue here, who did you select to be a supervisor? Who will work with you? It is very, very much important that you know who you are working, who is going to help you to walk this journey. Somebody who will help you to develop, not somebody who will just make you finish without content, without substance. This is academic journey and it's the highest level, so you need to have enough skill, you need to have enough knowledge on the area that you are running. And it's not only on the area, on various issues that happens around. Remember, you're moving out as an advisor, as a researcher. So you need to have a wide knowledge of understanding of various things that is happening. So the key here, remember to select your supervisor wisely. Not just anybody, but you must do your due diligence. Point number 2 is you need to adopt a scientific mindset. Yes, a scientific mindset. What do I mean? That every field, every experiment that you have failed, every rejected chapter, every messy draft that you have made, it's all data. And this mindset will save you confidence, will save your confidence. So instead of thinking, I failed, tell yourself, I have learned something new. Scientists iterate, so you should do the same. So every experiment, every draft that you have made, every message that you have made, every chapter that you have submitted has been rejected. It is a running process. It is a running process. And a scientist spend years in the lab, in the workshop, trying to understand various world problems, and they fail many times. How many times have you heard the scientists that they have spent many years in the lab trying to look for the cure of HIV, trying to look for the cure of various diseases, and at sometimes even up to today they have never gotten. So how many times have they failed? But in every fail, they know it is a running process. So they have developed the mindset of a scientist. And this is the mindset that will give you the confidence to move to the next level. So you should not take up that because I have failed, then you make your supervisor, you make your academic advisor, you make your professor to be very disappointed. You are very disappointed about him because he rejected your work, because he threw out your work and he confronted you. No, it is a running process. That is how you build confidence. And you know, in every failed process, experiment, it is a platform for improvement to the next level. So for those who are pursuing their PhD, it is very important you understand that every chapter that you submit to your professor and it is rejected, it is not that he does not want you to graduate, he does not want you to move to the next level, he wants you to run. It is a process. He's building a confidence and he's building a researcher for tomorrow. So the key issue here is this: there is no failure, it is only the feedback. He is giving you the feedback. And what is the work of feedback? You take the feedback and you run from it. You improve from there. You improve from there. I have around more than 20 rejections of the chapters, of the proposals, of the concepts that I submitted and were rejected. But I never failed. I never feel that this supervisor does not love me. This supervisor is stubborn. No, it is a learning process. And I took it positively. I learned from it. And today I appreciate the process. Point number 3, set boundaries, not walls. So I have seen many PhD students, instead of them having boundaries, they create walls that isolate them from other people, from other things that are going around. So you need to create a realistic time block for deep work. This is what I mean. You need to create time when you will soak yourself in articles, in journals, in review, the time to work, whether it is 2 hours a day or 6 hours. But the key is the boundaries, not walls. So do not isolate yourself from life. Communicate with your friends and family and make room for the rest. And that is what you call sustainability. That is what you call sustainability. You will be able to open up your mind, communicate with others, know what is happening. Don't build walls. That is why you get frustrated. You will feel isolated. You will feel that people don't want you, and the people will run away from you, because instead of you creating boundaries, you have created walls that separate you from what is happening in the world. And out of that, you get frustrated, you feel isolated. Some even hang themselves, some even stop this journey along the way. They have spent money, they have paid a lot of money to move along this journey. After 2 or 3 years, they drop because they created walls. They feel that they are alone in this journey. You are not alone. You have your family, you have your friends. Communicate with them. Set time, only time for when you need to work. So you need to communicate with your friends and family and know what is happening. And create time when you will do your work, when you will do your research. It is not a process where you need to isolate yourself from what is happening in the world. So you need just to create your time when you will be doing your analysis, you'll be doing your journal review, you'll be looking for the material, and you also create time for the other activities so that you don't burn out along the way. So the next strategy, the next step is embrace the good enough principle. So what do I mean here? There are PhD students who want to remain with the document, try to refine it, and along the process, you actually destroy the main points in that document. And this is the key point here, is that perfectionism is the PhD killer. There is no document which is perfect. There is no chapter which is perfect. Even me today, if I go back and take my dissertation or my thesis, still I can work with it again for another 6 years, and still it will not be perfect. So let me say this word: submit what is solid and not what is perfect. If you can put your concept, your proposal, make it solid, follow the university structure, follow the structure that you've been given, put these together, submit that, whether it is perfect or not. Your advisor, your professor will guide you through on how to make it more better. But there is no PhD which is perfect. There is no work which will be 100% perfect. Every time new things comes up and you realize you need to incorporate them. So for how long will you still be putting in new things, removing what is old, putting in new things? So you give room for the others to continue from where you have stopped. So there is no work which is 100% perfect. And this is where we get challenged with the PhD students. They want to submit a document which is very perfect, and it will never be perfect. So if your work answers the questions and add value, that's good enough. If the work that you have done is able to answer the questions and add value, that is good enough. And remember, perfect is the enemy of done. You will remain there trying to make it more perfect. Try to look on this side, try to look on this side to see whether it is perfect. It will never be perfect. Just submit what is correct, not what is perfect. If you are able to compile as per the requirement of your supervisor, as per the requirement of the university, that is enough. Submit that and then move to the next level. Point number 5, designate what you call tech zone or tech-free zones. What do I mean? You designate time when you are going to check your mails, you're going to check your WhatsApp, you're going to check your Facebook, you're going to check your X and other social media and any other communication. Why? To avoid disruption. So you create a place or time where emails, notification cannot touch you. So you isolate yourself from those distractions. So your brains need distraction-free zone to do its best work. So your mind needs to be somewhere where there is nothing that can distract you so that you can work at your best. So for every 30 minutes, just keep yourself away from these social media activities, and this can help you to regain your focus and peace. So you can say, I'm going to study for 1 hour or 2 hours, then I'll have 30 minutes to check through my emails, my WhatsApp, my X, and any other social media, communicate to the soul, and then from there you can switch off and create time where you are able now to concentrate, you are able now to create time to go through your work, to edit your work, to go through the articles, to go through the journals, to go through the other dissertations and other theses and see what information you are looking on and compile your information. This is very, very important. So don't put on your phones and everything when you are doing this work. Please create time for that, and it can help you a lot. 2 hours, even if it is per day, that you are free from this tech and you are able to do something good, that is better, that's good enough. Point number 7 is think like a collaborator. And the key issue here is, in most of the time, we don't appreciate the effort that your supervisor are putting in. And the key issue here is that Your supervisor are not just your critics, they are your collaborators. You selected that supervisor, or you are given that supervisor to help you to move along together in this journey. Yes, they might critique your work, they might hold you back, they might stop you at some point because they want your mind to grow. They want you to develop the mindset of a scientist, the mindset of a researcher, so that you are able to run along the way. So you should be able to know that your supervisor is a collaborator. You are working together with him. So don't wait until you are drawn or you have already been swept by the flood. You have already been drawn in the ocean. That's when you say, oh, where is my supervisor? My supervisor was not there. It is your responsibility to know that in every point where you are stuck, your supervisor is there to help you, and you should be able to work together. And that is the key issue here, is how do you select your supervisor? Who is your supervisor? It is very much important to know that you're selecting a supervisor who is also interested with what you are doing, who has an expert on what you are doing, so that you can work together. So you are there, you are supposed to share your struggle early enough before you are swept by the flood, before you have drawn. So be proactive. Think of them as your project partners, not just assessors. So he's not there to come and assess what you have done, critique your work. No, they are your partners. You're working together. And at the end of the day, you will publish this work together. And there is no way a supervisor, a professor will agree to publish a work together with his collaborator, the work that is shoddy, the work that does not meet standard, the work that is not quality, the work that he has not participated in. He must be involved in every stage, in every process, for his input and also guidance and also advice. So your supervisor is your collaborator. He is not just a critic. He is not just somebody who is there just to throw you here and there, but he is there to advise you, to guide you through, to go through your work, to critique you, to challenge you, to sometimes even to hold you back for some times, to see your confidence, to develop you in wholly, not just in academic. So point number 7 is maintain a life beyond the lab. Maintain a life beyond academic work, beyond that PhD you are doing. So many of us, when we enter into this program, we tie ourselves entirely on the program, and we try to run like a sprint, like a sprinter, but not like a marathoner. And along the way, we stumble and we fall. So we need to know that there is a life beyond whatever we are doing. So sometimes you need to take a walk, visit a museum, bake a cake, cook. Your most brilliant ideas will come often when you are not staring at your laptop. Your brain needs space to breathe and wonder what is happening in the world. There are people, their brain work very well. They get a lot of idea at night when they are sleeping. And they wake up and they write down those points and they help them to polish their work. Others will come when they have visited the museum, see how things are done. Others when they are in the kitchen, they are cooking, they are doing whatever they are doing. That is when your mind is at peace. And you are able now to start generating ideas, to start coming up with your whatever you are doing will start coming up. And you say, okay, so I can do this and this. So I can do this and this. And instead of just sitting there staring at your laptop, trying to crack an idea, take a walk, go to the kitchen, bake a cake, cook, go to to a museum, visit the wildlife, go and take care of the goats and sheep, and come back. So along that process, you realize you are creating a space in your mind. You are creating a breath in your mind where you can think more better and where you can get even more better ideas about what you are going to write on. It's very, very important. Sometimes I get a lot of idea when I'm sleeping, and I would wake up and write those ideas, and I realize they are very, very much important because at that time my mind is fresh. I'm not thinking about so many things, and because I've been reading about that work, then the ideas start coming up, saying that I should do this, and this is what should happen. And I could even sometimes get some topics on what I could talk about at night and how I could help people at night. So this is what I'm saying. This is a practical experience that you need to maintain alive beyond the work that you are doing. And out of that, you could be able to give your time or give your mind a time to breathe and a time to generate new, better ideas about what you're supposed to write on. So point number 8, celebrate the small wins. In most of the time, we don't notice that we have struggled to come up with a topic, maybe to change the topic, to change some variables in the topic. And you spend the whole week thinking about how can I be able to ensure that this topic is going to work? How can I be able to ensure the structure of my concept paper or my proposal is going to be better? And when you finish that work, you submit to a supervisor and you feel, okay, maybe my supervisor will not agree, instead of you celebrating. So I'm saying this, finish a very tough section, set your draft to your supervisor, then celebrate it. You have accomplished something. You have finished a tough section that maybe he had sent you back. Go and check on this and do it and set it back to me. Then you should be able to celebrate that. Because small wins build momentum. It will give you courage to move to the next level. If you have done chapter 1 and you have sent it to your supervisor, you should celebrate, whether it is good, whether it is perfect or not. What you have done is enough for that time, and it will be improved as you move on to the next level. So don't stay there and start mooning, start wondering what your supervisor will say about it. No, it is the time you celebrate. Take a walk, go to the museum, do whatever you are doing, because you have done something. Because those small wins will build a momentum. It will give you courage. Sometimes you would say that one to your supervisor or to your professor, and he tells you, give me time to work on this document for maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, and he tells you, can you continue with the next chapter? So if you are not celebrating the small wins that you have won at that time, it will be very difficult for you to continue with the next part. Because you say, oh, how do I know? How do I continue? And I don't know what I've done. You should be able to celebrate what I've done is what you are capable of doing at that time. And remember, your professor or your supervisor is your collaborator, he is your partner. He is going to come back again with a new idea and help you to improve on what you have done as you progress to the next level. So keep a victory journal and reflect on your weekly progress. See what you have done each and every time and be able to celebrate that, because it is very important. It will give you courage, it will give you confidence, it will encourage you to move on with the other part which is remaining. Point number 9 is create a shutdown ratio. What are we saying? You create a shutdown ratio. This means you need to create a plan all the time. When you need to shut down everything, you relax and you go and sleep without thinking about that document. What do I mean? You need to end your day with an intention. Shut down your laptop, clear your desk, write tomorrow to-do lists, and say, that is it for today. So you clear your desk, you shut down your laptop and everything, and you say, that is enough for today. And this will help you, or this will help signal you, or signal your brain to let go and rest. So your brain will automatically know this is the time to rest. You are not guilty of anything. Whatever you have not done, you have not done. Nor at night overthinking. You go and relax and you rest. So many of the PhD students, they don't do this. They just go to sleep when they are overthinking, when they have not shut down their laptops, their mind have not been shut down, they don't know what to do tomorrow. This is what I'm saying, and this is a very important practical strategy that you need to end your day with an intention. I have done this so much, close everything, this is what I will continue with it tomorrow. Your brain automatically, you have signaled it that this is the time to rest, this is the time to let go. You are not going to be guilty of anything because you have been able to do this, and the remaining is for tomorrow. This is what I'm saying. So you need to create that shutdown ratio that you have done for today, and let me do what is remaining tomorrow. So these are some of the most important points, practical points, strategies that you can try to apply, and you will enjoy this journey. You will enjoy this marathon because it is a long journey that you must move step by step. So doing a PhD can be one of the most meaningful journey of your life. But only if you protect your mind, your joy along the way. Many have dropped, many have disregarded about it, many have talked ill about it because they have not protected their mind and they have not enjoyed the process. They have found it to be very difficult, they have found it to be very stubborn because they never followed some of these strategies that I have talked about, so that you are free and you walk as if you are running a marathon. So it's a long journey that you need to appreciate each and every milestone. You need to celebrate every small win. You need to enjoy. You need to create time when you put everything down and you go and relax. You need to create time for others' activities, not only for the academic work. You need time to relax your brain. Very, very much important. So if this video you have found it to be very useful in helping you to walk in this journey, you can hit the like button. You can share with your fellow PhD friends. You can subscribe for more real and grounded tips on how you can thrive in your academia. So until next time, thank you.